Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into gold IRAs.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and our source material today is going to be the Gold IRA Blueprint,
Okay.
which is a guide that was published on December 23, 2024. So it's
Oh, wow. So it's very quick.
very recent.
Up to date.
Yeah, super up to date. And it was written by James Johnson
Okay.
and a whole bunch of other experts and people who have reviewed it and fact-checked it and all that good stuff.
Cool.
And we're going to be taking a deep dive into this because in today's economic climate, a lot of American retirees are looking for ways to protect and diversify their retirement savings.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So
especially right now.
especially right now, yeah.
With inflation and all that.
We're going to be talking all about that and how a gold IRA can potentially help with that.
Awesome.
Yeah. And before we even get started, I want to let you know that we have a free checklist to help you choose the right gold IRA company.
Oh, wow.
If you go to goldirablueprint.com/exclusive, you can download that totally for free.
Very cool.
So yeah, let's just get right into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So first of all, what is a gold IRA? Can you just explain like what that is?
So basically, a gold IRA is a type of self-directed IRA that allows you to invest in physical gold
Okay.
and other precious metals.
So it's like a regular IRA.
Yeah, it's my
But
turn.
instead of investing in stocks and bonds,
Right. You're investing in
investing in
Oh,
gold,
okay.
silver, platinum, palladium.
Gotcha. And the guide really hits home on this point, saying a gold IRA is a retirement account, allowing you to invest in physical gold.
Exactly.
So that's
That's the key takeaway, right?
the key takeaway. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. So what are the benefits of having a gold IRA? Like, why would someone choose to do that?
So one of the biggest benefits is that it can help protect your savings against inflation.
Okay, so that's what we were just talking about.
Exactly. So, like we were saying, with inflation rising, the purchasing power of the dollar is decreasing.
Right. But gold has historically held its value very well during times of inflation.
Okay.
And so by investing in gold, you can help to protect your savings from being eroded by inflation.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. And what are some other benefits?
Well, another benefit is that it can help to diversify your retirement portfolio.
Okay.
So traditionally, most people invest their retirement savings in stocks and bonds.
Right.
But by adding gold to the mix, you can help to reduce your overall risk.
Okay.
Because gold tends to move in the opposite direction of stocks and bonds.
So if the stock market crashes,
It's
gold
there.
will go up.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
makes sense.
And then also, gold IRAs offer the same tax advantages as traditional IRAs.
Okay.
So your investments will grow tax deferred, and you won't pay taxes on your earnings until you withdraw them in retirement.
Okay, cool. So there's some tax benefits too.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, awesome. And so the guide actually lays out a step-by-step process for opening a gold IRA.
It does.
Yeah, can you walk me through those steps?
Yeah, sure. So the first step is to choose a custodian.
Okay. A custodian, and what is a custodian?
So a custodian is a financial institution that will hold your gold for you
Okay.
and administer your account.
Gotcha. So they're like the bank for the gold.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then what's the second step?
The second step is to complete the paperwork.
Okay.
So you'll need to fill out an application and provide some basic information about yourself.
Right.
And then the third step is to fund your account.
Okay. And how do you fund the account?
You can do that by transferring funds from an existing retirement account
Okay.
or by making a direct contribution.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's important to note that when you're choosing a custodian, you want to make sure that they're reputable and experienced in handling gold IRAs
Okay.
because you're going to be trusting them with a lot of your money.
Right. Yeah.
You want to make sure that they have a good track record and that they're going to be able to keep your gold safe.
Yeah, for sure. And so this is like a pretty important decision.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's not something to take lightly.
Yeah, it's definitely something you want to do your research on and compare different custodians before you make a decision.
Yeah, for sure. And like I said before, we have that free checklist that can help you choose a good IRA company.
Yes.
So if you go to goldirablueprint.com/exclusive, you can download that for free.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. So we've talked about what a gold IRA is and the benefits of having one
Yeah.
and the steps to open one.
Right.
So now I guess the question is like, what are the rules and regulations surrounding gold IRAs?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, like are there any like limitations or like things you need to be aware of?
Yeah, so the IRS has a lot of rules and regulations about what kind of gold can be held in a gold IRA.
Okay, so not all
But
gold
not all
is
golds.
like IRA gold.
Exactly.
I,
So it has to meet certain purity standards,
okay,
and it has to be a certain type of gold.
gotcha. So what types of gold are allowed?
So, for example, you can invest in gold bullion,
Okay.
which is basically gold bars or coins. Yeah.
But you can't invest in numismatic coins,
Right.
which are coins that are valuable because they're rare or collectible.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
it has to be investment grade gold.
Okay. And what are the purity standards?
So the purity standards are that the gold has to be at least 99.5% pure,
Oh, wow. Okay. So it has to be like
very pure gold.
super pure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And there are also limits on how much you can contribute to a gold IRA each year.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So there are contribution limits.
Yeah.
You can't just put all your money in there.
Right.
Okay.
So the contribution limits are the same as for traditional IRAs.
Okay.
So for 2024, the limit is $6,500
Okay, cool.
if you're under 50 and $7,500 if you're 50 or older.
Okay, cool. And so we've talked about the contribution limits now. Let's talk about taxes.
Okay.
So how are gold IRAs taxed? Are they taxed differently than traditional IRAs?
No, they're actually taxed the same way as traditional IRAs.
Okay.
So
You're
how did that
at work. Your investments grow tax deferred, and you don't pay taxes on your earnings until you withdraw them in retirement. And then when you do withdraw them, they're taxed as ordinary income.
Gotcha. So you're not getting like any special tax breaks
Right.
for having a gold IRA.
Exactly.
It's just taxed like a normal IRA.
Right.
Okay, cool. So that's like a really good overview of like the basics of gold IRAs.
Yeah, definitely.
But I want to get into like more specifics in the next section.
Okay, sounds good.
So we're gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Okay, so we're back and we're talking all about gold IRAs.
Yes, we are.
With the Gold IRA Blueprint as our guide.
Our trusty guide.
Yeah, and in the last section we talked about, what a gold IRA is, the benefits, the steps to opening one, all that good stuff.
Right, the basics.
Yeah, the basics. And now we're going to dive into some more specifics.
Okay, sounds good.
So let's talk about the types of gold that are allowed in a gold IRA.
Yeah, so as we mentioned before, not just any gold can be held in a gold IRA.
Yeah.
Right, it can't be like, my grandma's jewelry or something.
Exactly. Yeah, like that
Yeah.
wouldn't qualify.
Okay,
The IRS has very specific rules about what types of gold are allowed.
okay.
And it has to meet certain purity standards, as we talked about before.
Right, 99.5% pure.
Exactly.
Okay, so what types of gold are allowed?
So the most common type of gold that's held in a gold IRA is gold bullion.
Gold bullion.
And that's basically gold bars or coins that are produced by a government mint.
Okay.
And they have to meet certain weight and purity standards.
Okay, so those are like the big gold bars you see in the movies and stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, like
Yeah.
Fort Knox.
Yeah, exactly.
And then another type of gold that's allowed is gold coins.
Okay,
And these are coins that are also produced by a government mint.
right.
And they have to meet certain purity standards as well.
Okay, and are there like specific types of gold coins that are allowed, or is it just any gold coin?
Yeah, so there are some specific types of gold coins that are allowed.
Okay.
Some of the most common ones are American Eagle coins.
Right. Canadian maple leaf coins
Right.
and South African Krugerrands.
Gotcha. Okay, so those are all like government issued
Exactly.
gold coins.
Yeah, they have to be government issued
Okay,
because the IRS wants to make sure that the gold is authentic
right. Yeah, that makes sense.
and it meets the purity standards.
Okay, cool. And so we talked about the gold bullion and the gold coins. Are there any other types of gold that are allowed?
So generally, no.
Okay.
There are some exceptions, like if you have a really rare collectible coin
Right.
that might be allowed, but that's pretty uncommon.
Okay, so like you said before, my grandma's jewelry is out.
Yeah, that's definitely out.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So let's talk about buying and selling gold within a gold IRA.
Okay.
So how does that work? Like, do I need to like go to a gold dealer or something?
No, you don't
Right.
actually.
Okay.
Your custodian will typically handle all of the buying and selling for you.
Okay, so they're like the middleman.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, so you'll just tell them what you want to buy or sell.
Right.
And they'll take care of it for you.
And do I need to like track gold prices and like figure out when's the best time to buy or sell? Or do they help me with that too?
Yeah, so they can definitely help you with that.
Okay.
They'll have access to all of the latest gold prices,
Right.
and they can give you advice on when might be a good time to buy or sell.
Okay, that's good. So I don't need to become like a gold expert.
No, not at all.
Okay,
Yeah, they'll handle all of that for you.
that's awesome. Okay. And so what about managing a gold IRA? Like once I have one set up,
Yeah.
like how do I manage it? Do I need to do anything special?
So it's important to monitor your gold IRA.
Okay.
and make sure that it's still meeting your investment goals.
Right.
And so you might need to make changes to your portfolio from time to time.
Okay, and so what kind of changes might I need to make?
Well, for example, you might need to rebalance your portfolio.
Okay, and what is rebalancing?
So rebalancing is basically just adjusting the percentages of your different assets.
Right.
So, for example, if gold has gone up in value a lot,
You might want to sell some of your gold
right,
and invest in something else.
to like diversify.
Yeah, exactly, to keep your portfolio balanced.
Okay, that makes sense.
And you might also need to make changes to your portfolio if your investment goals change.
Right. Okay.
So, for example, if you're getting closer to retirement,
Yeah.
you might want to shift your portfolio to be more conservative.
Right. Okay. So like less risky.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. And so do I need to like do all of this myself or can I get help with it?
So you can definitely get help with it.
Okay.
There are financial advisors who specialize in gold IRAs,
Okay.
and they can help you to manage your account and make sure that it's meeting your investment goals.
Okay, cool. So it's kind of like having a financial advisor for like my regular investments.
Exactly. Yeah, it's very similar.
Okay, awesome. And so, we've been talking about all the good stuff about gold IRAs,
Right.
but I think it's important to talk about the risks as well.
Yes, definitely.
So what are some of the risks associated with gold IRAs? So one of the biggest risks is that gold prices can be volatile.
Okay, so it's not like a guaranteed return.
No, not at all.
Okay.
Gold prices can go up and down,
Right.
and you could lose money.
Okay. And what are some other risks?
Another risk is that gold IRAs can be more expensive than traditional IRAs.
Okay. And why is that?
So there are a few reasons for that.
Okay.
One reason is that you have to pay storage fees
Okay.
for the gold.
Right, because it's like physical gold.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be stored somewhere.
Right.
And then you also have to pay custodian fees.
Okay.
And those fees can be higher for gold IRAs than for traditional IRAs.
Okay, so there are more fees involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. So that's something to consider
Definitely.
for sure. And so are there any other risks that we should be aware of?
Yeah, so another risk is that there's the potential for fraud.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately, there are some companies out there that are not legitimate
Right.
and they might try to scam you.
So how do I like protect myself
Yeah.
from that?
So it's really important to do your research
Okay.
and make sure that you're working with a reputable company.
Right.
Check their credentials, make sure that they're registered with the IRS.
Right.
Look for online reviews, see what other people are saying about them.
Yeah, do your due diligence.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Mm.
So those are some of the risks associated with gold IRAs.
Yeah.
But, like with any investment, there are risks and rewards.
Right.
So it's important to weigh those carefully and decide if a gold IRA is right for you.
Exactly.
Okay, awesome. So I think that's a really good overview of the risks
Yeah.
associated with gold IRAs.
Definitely.
So let's move on and talk about
Let's talk about.
let's talk about how a gold IRA can fit into your overall retirement plan.
Okay. Sounds good.
And we're back for the final part of our deep dive into gold IRAs.
Yeah, it's been a great conversation.
Yeah, it has been. And we've been using the gold IRA blueprint as our guide.
Yes, our trusty blueprint.
Yeah. And in the last two parts, we talked about what a gold IRA is, the benefits, the steps to opening one.
Right, all the nuts and bolts.
Yeah, the rules and regulations, the
Yeah.
risks. Yeah. And in this final part, I want to kind of like step back
Yeah.
and look at the bigger picture.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
So one thing that keeps coming up
Yeah.
is this idea of a gold IRA as like a hedge against inflation.
Right.
And the gold IRA blueprint like really hammers this point home.
Yeah, they do.
So can you talk about like why is this concept like so crucial,
Yeah.
especially for people who are nearing retirement?
Yeah, definitely. So, when we talk about retirement planning, one of the biggest concerns that people have is inflation.
Right.
Because inflation erodes the value of your savings over time.
Yeah, a dollar today is not going to buy you a dollar's worth of stuff like 10 years from
Well,
now.
exactly. Yeah. A dollar today is going to be worth a lot less
Right.
in the future.
Yeah.
So it's really important to protect your savings from inflation.
Right. And that's where gold comes in.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
So gold has historically been a very good hedge against inflation.
Yeah.
Because it tends to hold its value,
Right.
even when the prices of other goods and services are rising.
So it's like a safe haven asset.
Yeah, it's like a store of value.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the reasons why gold has been so popular for centuries.
Right. Yeah, it's been around forever.
Exactly.
Really cool.
Yeah.
So the guide also talks about how gold can help to diversify your retirement portfolio.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, so as we talked about before, gold tends to move in the opposite direction of
Right.
stocks and bonds.
Yeah.
So, if stock market's doing well,
Yeah.
gold might not be doing so well, and vice versa.
So it's like a good balance.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so by adding gold to your retirement portfolio,
Yeah.
you can help to reduce your overall risks.
Right, because you're not putting all your eggs in one basket. Okay, cool. And I think another benefit of having a gold IRA is like the psychological aspect.
Yeah.
Like there's something about owning physical gold
Right.
that just makes people feel more secure.
Yeah, I think that's definitely true.
It's like a tangible asset
Yeah.
that you can hold in your hand.
That's something real.
Yeah, it's not like a stock certificate or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that you can see and touch.
Right.
And I think that gives people a lot of peace of mind.
Yeah. Especially in times of like economic uncertainty.
Right, exactly.
People like to flock to gold
Yeah.
because it's like a stable asset.
It's a safe haven.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And, I think that's a really good point.
Yeah.
And I think it's something that's really important to consider
Yeah.
when you're thinking about your retirement plan.
Definitely.
Like how do you want to feel about your money?
Right.
Do you want to feel secure?
Yeah. Do you want to
Do you want to feel like you have something tangible that's going to hold its value?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, we've talked a lot about gold IRAs.
We have.
In this deep dive.
We've covered a lot of ground.
Yeah. We've covered the basics,
This is the house.
the risks, the benefits.
The pros and
The
cons.
pros and cons. Yeah, and I think we've given our listeners like a really good foundation
Yeah, I think so.
to make an informed decision about whether or not a gold IRA is right for them.
Yeah, and it's really important to do your own research
Right.
and talk to a financial advisor
Yeah.
to see if it makes sense for your individual situation.
Yeah, for sure. And before we go, I want to remind our listeners one more time
Yes.
that we have that free checklist to help you choose the right gold IRA company.
Absolutely.
It's available at goldirablueprint.com/exclusive.
It's a great resource.
Yeah, it's a great resource.
Yeah.
So be sure to check that out.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, it was great having you.
Yeah.
And thanks to all of our listeners for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
And we'll see you next time for another deep dive.
See you later.